In this episode of Desis on Main Street, we are honored to feature Parag Nevatia, a trailblazer in the world of banking, turned founder and CEO of Easy Funding Solutions. Parag's story is a testament to the power of passion, perseverance, and the pursuit of purpose. From his humble beginnings in India to his illustrious career in banking in the US, Parag's journey is one of transformation and tenacity. So let's get ready to be inspired, enlightened, and empowered as we unravel the story of Parag Nevatia and the journey of entrepreneurship in the modern world. So let me first welcome Parag. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
So let's talk about your humble beginnings in India, your parents, your family, and their aspirations.
Absolutely. First of all, thank you for the opportunity. I migrated from India 31 years ago. Basically, grew up. My dad was a BITS Pilani alum and learned how to create things as an engineer, right? So I grew up around him, learning to be creative, and came here, like I said, 31 years ago. Did not have an inclination, indication about getting into banking as such. It was about 6-7 months after I was in the US, where I was taken to a bank one afternoon during lunch and introduced to the branch manager, and he basically said, "Would you like to join the bank?" So that was how I started my journey in banking for the next 20 years. But back in India, I also had a little bit of learning the assembly line concept in a garment manufacturing factory, where everybody has a task to do, kind of a focus. And I brought that into my banking career, saying, if 15 people need to touch one file, everybody has their task and need to have the focus to bring that file to fruition. And that's basically what I brought from my upbringing to my professional career.
And in your bio, you had written that your dad is the one, you picked up things from him. So just talk about his influence on, your upbringing and stuff like that.
In a funny way, he used to tell me, if you're not focused, and if he was doing something, whether it was putting a soldering rod on a circuit board or doing something else, and if I showed up half-hearted, he would say, "Go back.
And do it again."
No. Come when you're ready.
Wow.
Do not come in half-hearted because you won't have the focus. And that's basically what I became eventually after all these years, because the whole point is, if you don't focus, you won't get the right results. Results are there. It's about you focusing.
Absolutely.
To bring the results.
So basically, you're saying your dad, he's your hero basically, and he's the one who mentored you and things like that. So what kind of dreams did he have for you? Like, we all know that in India they are like, "Mera beta ya doctor banna chahiye ya engineer banna chahiye." So what kind of dreams did he have for you?
It was very open. He did not have one of those dreams where you have to be a doctor or an engineer and by the way, he was an engineer himself, but he said, "You know what, just go out and figure it out on your own and explore on your own and see where your comfort zone is and find it for yourself." Which is again something that I've transferred on to my son as well. It's like, you need to figure out where your niche is and then polish it up and get better at that. And so that you can make a change.
Okay. So you did your schooling, your graduation and everything back in India. And then what made you decide, leave India and just come to this, and pursue this American dream?
It was almost something that just happened by chance. We have a relative who actually applied for green cards. And at that point, I was working in that garment factory after my undergrad. So once that clock, when it came to that right point in our lives, the question was, do you want to take the leap or not? So it wasn't a planned journey as such, where it has to be done. This is what you want to do at this point. There were no milestones as such. It actually just transformed. It just happened that I migrated by chance, and then got into banking by chance, and here you are.
But whosoever tries to come here, they, especially with immigration and everything else, there are a lot of problems. You need to wait for years and years till you get all your documents done. So let's talk about like your initial struggles and challenges, when you came in this country.
Great question. I will tell you, when I started off, a couple of things that were a challenge were people's perception of whether I know English. I had somebody who was dropping me back home said, "How is India? Does it look like this?" And we were at a traffic light.
And I think some of the people didn't even know where India is on the map.
Correct.
Yes.
Absolutely true.
Yes.
So that was a first hurdle that I had to cross, right? That, yes, I know English. I got educated in English, and many people don't have that opportunity in India as well. But having that in the back pocket gave me the ability to break the shackles, get past those hurdles where people were in US, basically looked at me and assumed that I need to learn or English, or I need to be on the map. You need to have all these boxes checked off.
Yes.
So it was a struggle in banking per se. I was 21 when I got into banking. And at that age, you're young, people, and plus you're Indian. So the inhibitions, the assumptions were, this person doesn't know. I have to say, in mid-90s, when I joined banking in 94, by 96, 97, 98, I'd already done a diploma in banking operations. And I just started doing more and more. Yes, on one side, I had nothing else to do in my life at that point, but I worked and I learned, and I ended up doing a diploma in banking operations at that time, which was considered really big because that helped me excel within the banking industry. So there you are.
Was it like easy getting into the banking industry and doing all the diploma and everything else?
It's again, nothing is easy. Even to get to the point where I was eligible to get into the diploma, they had to go through my transcripts, my degree, my college degree, and make sure that they look at all the credits and transfer half of the credits for me to be able to do the 2 years and get to a point where I get the certification in operations and general banking diploma. And then that kind of put me to a platform where now people were looking at me because I'd taken more responsibilities in the banking world. And when you do that, when you show that you're willing to take more responsibilities and challenges, that's when people start looking at you. And that's what happened from that 4 or 5 years in retail banking. 98 was the opportunity for me to start excelling and getting on that ladder.
So what I want you to do is just talk about a challenge, which might inspire our viewers, and how you overcame it.
Challenges are there every day. When you wake up, there's always challenges, right? Whether you're doing a job, you have a challenge at work to fulfill a task. You're given a task by your manager, by your boss. The first thing is you want to be able to assess and figure out if you can do it or not, subconsciously. Now, your education, your work experience, your background, your upbringing, all that comes to play at that given point. Because when you're given a task, who you are, what you've been through, is what you think of first to see if you can actually do the job. Whether it's your business, whether it's meeting a new client for your business, a new contract that you would like to get, or a job. Anywhere, it's all about whether you can do it or not, and use all your experience, your expertise. Don't forget, every one of us comes with something, right? We all have some kind of a quality.
Absolutely.
And you just need to make sure that you don't pull
You
that
use
down
it.
and bring it up front. Quick example, I used to be a third bencher in school, in high school. Last week somebody said, do you want to sit in front or you want to sit in the back? And I said, no, we're going to sit in the front. Simply because as life evolves, the challenges, the punches that you get, I think, in my opinion, compel you to actually say, hold on, nahi, I'm going to do it.
Exactly.
Right? Because that's what I said. If you get off the bed, you got to tell yourself in the morning that this is what you're going to accomplish something in the day. Challenges happen, but it's all about how you perceive them, how you use the ability that you have within yourself to be able to conquer.
Wonderful. So, I know you are doing very well in your business, and I just want to know from you, how was your reaction, when you made that first million and you had, you're like, I have finally arrived, this is my American dream and it's real.
Look, again, the journey is very challenging. There's a lot of twists and turns. It's not a straight line. Obstacles will come up. You just have to, basically persistence is important. Your goal in your mind again is focus, and do what is right every day, because there's going to be distraction, right? There's going to be, this is working right now, this is working right now, this is working. If it's easy to take a detour towards that what's working, but that thing may be a short-term glory, right? So again, the whole idea is if you're focused in what the path that you've chosen for yourself and you want to take, I think eventually it will happen. It will take time though. It won't happen overnight. It will take time, and eventually you will realize that, oh, ho gaya. It's like you when you start getting recognized, and there's no ho gaya either. It's when everywhere you walk in and people say, oh, I know you. Oh, I know you.
Right.
That's when you realize that you've accomplished something.
So I know you have been, like, as I said earlier, that you have been doing very well. And that was your, $1 million story. But I want to know from you, when you started your banking entrepreneurship, I'm sure there were definitely a lot of challenges. So just for our viewers, just give an example, what kind of challenges can they get and what should they be doing?
In their, whatever they're looking to do, or in what perspective?
And like if they want to, have a business or something, and I'm sure there are a lot of, challenges which come, and you already have faced those challenges, and it might help our viewers to at least get heads up from you that, hey, this is what can happen, so let me already do this.
Absolutely. Great question. What I would say to our viewers is this: anybody that wants to get into business, become an entrepreneur, make sure that you have the right resources and support system behind you. It's very difficult to walk this path, especially when you don't have the support system around you. A mentor or two will definitely help you to go to when you have a challenge, to face a challenge and figure out a solution around it. So having mentors is a big plus in your journey. Do not go to family members for any advice or good friends for any advice, because
And why not?
their biased opinion is going to be very gray and that may not help you eventually. I think you need a professional kind of guidance, non-biased as well, so that they don't say things because they know you. They say things because that's how it is.
Right.
And that's the thin line between sitting with asking professional opinions with friends and family versus getting the right guidance from somebody who's not connected to you and knows exactly how it is done and accomplished. So it's very important to get the support system. It's important to definitely have reserves in your pocket. Leap of faith is great. Everybody wants to jump off the cliff into the water, but know what's down there. Know what is backing you up from your resources, savings. Don't put all the eggs in one basket, because you take that calculated gamble with your savings, and if the wind blows in a different direction, you'll be left stranded, wondering, now it's like, did I make the right decision? Why did I do this? Why did I chuck a job to get into this? So plan out really well your journey, the different positions on the field, in the cricket field, if you will. Know where the fielders are.
Right.
And the characteristics of each of those, right? So that if you do this, if that happens, then you know what to do to combat it. And that's how you just keep doing what you're doing, stay focused, clear the path. Yes, challenges and obstacles will come in, but if you have the mentor to go to, if you have any professional to go to seek the right advice, guidance, you will accomplish, you will get beyond that hurdle.
Wonderful. I think that's a wonderful advice given by you. And I wish you all the best, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.